Hi, this is Deb Richards, and this is Business Applications. It is July 24th, 2020, and this is my final project. I've chosen to do a project on Basin Livestock Market, which is one of our businesses, and this is a report that will show the sales report for specific sale days. So we have our sales every Friday, once a week. So if you click right here, you can choose which sale day you want to view, and what it does is it's showing you the high and the low prices for horses, cattle, goats, sheep, pigs, and then other animals like ducks and dogs and whatever. And I also have the total number of head here. Just kind of fun to see how many head went through there. This is the grand total. And over here, we have some charts that will show you for more visual, give you more of a visual of the number of head. This day, there was more cattle than anything else. Over here is the high price for things that sold. So, and oftentimes that's what buyers like to see is the highest number, the highest dollar amount that an animal brought. So over here we have the percentages of each type of animal that were at the sale that day, which is just kind of fun to see. So you can select the sale day, and all of this information will update to that day. So on this day, we had more sheep than anything else. So there you go. That's kind of an overview of the sale results per day. If you want to do a sale comparison, you can go to this dashboard right next to it, and this is kind of a fun way to do to kind of see how sales compared to other sales. So if you want to see just this sale day, you can see that, and if you want to see, well, let's see how the cattle did compared to other sale days. So you can jump over to cattle here, and you can see that on July 10th, we had more cattle than on the 17th. If you go over here to goats, you can see we had more goats this day than this day. You can just compare. Horses, same thing. You can go through every animal that we have, animal type that we have, and you can do a comparison by sale day. So every week we'll add another sale. There's no sale today, the 24th, because it's a holiday, but every normal Friday we have a sale. So this one is blank because hopefully I'm hoping to add, there's space there so that I can add more sales to each as we have them. Okay, so over here we have comparison only charts. These are set. You can't move them or change them, but it's kind of fun to see just at a glance real quick how those three sales did together. So that's just kind of a set one that I did. This is the pivot tables and charts screen where I created the pivot tables here. This was for head counts. This one's for the highest price, which is mostly what people like to see. Over here we have the pivot charts that I created from the pivot tables, and over here we have the slicers that I created from those pivot charts, which enable us to look at specific items and compare them. Over here we have the sale results. So at our auction, we have a program that we use for that day for our actual processing of everything. In that program is a table of all of this information. So what I've done is I've gone to the table and I've saved, cut and pasted all of that into this Excel program, so that this Excel program will create a report for me of the overall report. So this is where I get my data. If you scroll down, you can see this is everything that happened on the 17th, and now we're on the 10th here. and the cell before that, and so forth. And I'm hoping to add more here. So the last one is other calculations, which I just used for other parts of my dashboards and so forth. So there is an overall, as far as advanced functions that I used data validation to get this list. I used to create this report. I added on my data page over here. If you look down this way, you can see the colored ones are the ones I added. I created formulas that would calculate the number of head. I had to create formulas because if you look right here, there's 3. If you look over here, there are 3 head that sold together. And so I can't just count, I just can't count each cell because this one actually sold 3 animals together. So in order to get an accurate head count, I created this table so that I could just sum them up for the day. Same thing on the average price. I have to do average price here because, for example, this one where 3 were sold together, the total price would be different than the average price. So again, in order to get the high for the day, I had to do the average. So these formulas in here are pulled from the other ones to give me those totals. And then from those, I created these tables over here. You can see this one is a table for the head count, and it summarizes all of those, or sums them. This is the high. So this is giving me the max. So it gives me the high for that day for that particular type of animal. And this gives me the low. As you can see right here is the minimum. So these tables that I created, from those I was able to create the charts that also tell me that same information. Also right here you can see I've used the replace function to add my I number. Other advanced functions that I've used are, if you go to the sale day comparisons, you can see that I've added pivot tables here and slicers so that you can view different kinds of sorts to view how compare. So you can compare other sale days with today's date. Let's see. I added a pie chart here so you could see the percentages of animals that were there. Yeah, I think that's about it. So that's my final project. This is Deb Jorgensen, and that should be everything. Thank you.